Supporters of President Emmerson Mnangagwa celebrating the victory of a man known as the crocodile for his political shrewdness.
Mnangagwa Emmerson Mnangagwa of ZANU-PF party is therefore duly declared elected President of the Republic of Zimbabwe.
Shortly after the announcement, Mnangagwa took to Twitter to thank Zimbabweans and hailed a new beginning. The win for the former spy chief will see the ruling party ZANU-PF maintain control of the government in the first vote since the fall of longtime leader Robert Mugabe last November. Mnangagwa received just over 50% of the vote, whilst main opposition challenger Nelson Chamisa received 44%. Earlier on Thursday, Chamisa claimed victory before the official announcement. Minutes before Mnangagwa was declared the winner, the Movement for Democratic Change said the party rejected the results and would challenge them in the courts.
The results that have been announced have not been verified by us. I did not sign those results, so the results are fake.
A comment which had Morgan Komichi promptly removed by police from the stage in Harare. Although ZANU-PF won by a landslide, its majority has shrunk since the 2013 election when it obtained 160 seats and the MDC just 49. While the election day was peaceful, the poll was marred by the deaths of 6 people in a military crackdown on Wednesday against protesters alleging vote rigging. In response, police raided the headquarters of opposition leaders, accusing them of inciting violence. Throughout the day, the army patrolled the streets of Harare, a stark reminder for many Zimbabweans of the decades of military-backed repression under Mugabe. Katie Dartford for Euronews.
And joining us live from Harare is journalist from Euronews' sister channel African News, Pindai Dube. Pindai, thanks for joining us on the program. So now, how is Mnangagwa going to govern now, considering how divisive the election campaign was and the violence that we just saw in the last couple of days?
Thank you. It's going to be very difficult for Mnangagwa to rule. This has become a divided nation because, you know, Mnangagwa has been in power for the past 7 months, but he has failed to fix the economy. If you look, there are still bank queues, unemployment is still 90%, and most people are sleeping in banks to get cash, even the pensioners. So it's going to be very difficult. You remember, in 2008, they finally had to make what we call a government of national unity. That's what, when I spoke to other political analysts, that's what they told me, that that's the best solution for the country to go forward. So we are yet to see. There is tension in the country. The opposition are threatening. You remember they stormed the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission room where results were being announced. So there's just tension in the country.
Yeah, so you're talking about the tension. Do we expect to see more unrest here, just post-election unrest?
Yes, I spoke to some opposition leaders last night, and they said this time they won't let it go. They believe elections have been rigged since 2008 when Morgan Tsvangirai, the late opposition leader, was alive. And they said this time they won't let it go. They will continue calling for protest. And they will continue making sure that it's difficult for Mnangagwa to rule.
Yeah, and Pindai, just very quickly, because we don't have much time, I want to know, how different do you think Mnangagwa is going to be from Mugabe?
Yeah, Mnangagwa is different in terms of, yes, he has made some difference because there's little freedom of expression in the country. You can talk, you can criticize an opposition party, you can criticize any party, and you can criticize him. Unlike during Mugabe's time, people were being trashed, arrested for criticizing the sitting government, and also police have been removed in the highway. Remember, police were everywhere, every corner during Mugabe's time, arresting and harassing motorists, people. So that's the difference.
So indeed, we will be watching this closely, how Mnangagwa is going to be ruling Zimbabwe. Now, thank you for that. Pindai Dube, journalist from our sister channel, African News. Thanks.